Hi.
Hello, this is CHET HELMS, the family dog.
You should be up here.
Get up here.
Don't all holler at once.
You should be here, Chester. Now tell me about this guy. Travis?
I worked for Chester when I was back here first starting off in the radio game. Chester had the family dog, which was the dance hall on Sutter Street at that point, and when they had to change bands and things like that, this was the period when somebody gave away, I think it was Don Weir, gave away 250 Marshall amplifiers, man, and it took some of these bands 20 minutes to set up, over each side of the stage. And so I used to stand up and do public service announcements and raps and things like that, try and sell the Chinese food in the snack bar and all the rest of these
Tell them not to throw the
things.
apples.
Yes, and generally try and instigate what at that time was the real battle in the dance halls, and that was the mindless clods, slack-jawed, sitting on their dead ass in front of the stage, staring at their rock and roll idols, right? Versus the people who came to dance. And that's where that thing was about. That last caller too, man, she was a slim chick on Broadway. This music and the radio that we did and everything else derived very heavily from a real breakout. I mean, we were talking about folk music before. Everybody sat around black leotards and watched, right? And we all took a bunch of acid and started to dance. And that's what that was about. Chester was the party for a long time. And Bill Graham made the fortune out of it, but Chester made it an art form.
Well, Bill always said that the difference between Chet, you and he was that he was from New York and he got up in the morning. That's why it became a business for him as opposed to it was a creation for you.
What are you doing now?
I have an art gallery downtown, Mark. I wanted to say I'm happy to see you do something besides the weather, and I hope you do more. And I'm a fan.
Here. Thanks a lot. That's very nice of you.
And also, I'm happy that you're doing something that reflects some of the positive aspects of the 60s, and rather than another doom and gloom scenario, I think we've had enough of those, and I think our contributions from that generation were substantial.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad to see this group of able and articulate survivors here to report on it or whatever.
Yeah, really, if everybody was going to have their brains totally fried by drugs, which is what you get if you watch this or any other station on the PSAs, then none of us would be here telling any of these stories, and most of the people who called in tonight wouldn't be able to dial a phone.
Chet, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right. I appreciate the call. Let's take it. Boy, we're taking